All right, y'all. I'm fresh off of my Karen Huger reading, and I'm going to do Nene Leakes. Let me refloor the word in my hands. And I thought to do her and Portia together, but I don't like reading people together. I don't like reading people together because it's just more work for me to do. Y'all, I lost my train of thought. All right, so I'm going to read Nene Leakes. I would like to see if her and Portia are using each other for storylines. I don't know if Nene Leakes is coming back to the show. However, she could be trying to. Or Portia could be using her position to try to create a demand for Nene back on the show. And so I wanted to see if their recent tiffs with each other have anything to do with Nene re-entering Bravo and Housewives, considering she saw that Phaedra was able to do it, even though their situations were different. So, first of all, let me just get an oracle card for Nene Leakes. I'm going to call her up and we just go. Let me breathe a little bit. All right, you guys, I'm sorry. It's just because I didn't take any break between readings. I just press stop and then press record again. So I just need to breathe, catch a few breaths, calm my spirit, get the Karen out. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up and speak to the spirit and the soul of Lenethea Leakes. Compel her to speak to me in spirit and in truth, and keep nothing hidden from me. Absolutely nothing. Lenethea. Lenethea. I feel like ringing my bell for her. I can hear it in my mind. Lenethea. I sense Greg. I sense a mother energy. I don't know if her biological mother has passed. I believe she passed when Nene was younger. If Nene Leakes was sitting in front of me for a consultation and was asking me for advice, Spirit, what message do you have to deliver to Nene Leakes if she were watching this video? What oracle message would you like for Nene Leakes to receive? Lenethea Leakes is what they want me to call her during this reading. I am to call her Lenethea, not Nene. A time to give rather than to take. On the bottom, bring love into the situation. Adjustments are required. A new romantic cycle begins. Surrender to the divine. Nene, you're in a place in your life right now where it's about Nene. Nene. It's ironic that I decided to do you and Karen Huger together, because you guys are literally the elders of your franchises. I believe when you were on Housewives, you were the oldest. Maybe underneath Cynthia, maybe or maybe not, but you were one of the oldest and OG. And Karen is definitely the oldest on her franchise. And both of you seem to be living and relishing in your fame, reliving. It's like applying your fame to a time in your life where you didn't have it. So if you had this celeb status when you were younger, it's like that's what you're recapturing your youth in your hot girl era now that you're a celebrity and you can afford to do so. And something about your lifestyle is very selfish. You've got this man who it was alleged and rumored that was still legally married to his wife when you guys got together. You've got kids, one who is suffering health issues, one who was suffering legal issues. They lost a parent figure. And you got grandkids who you're on bad terms with their mothers. And at the end of the day, you're getting recent surgeries. You're out on the town. You're getting into, tiffs with Portia. And methinks that also has something to do with you trying to maneuver your way selfishly back into Bravo. And I say selfishly because you not only did get some type of financial settlement from them, even though I don't think it's as big as what you were vying for, you got something for them. You shook them down and you were able to do so, spray them, and still feel entitled to a place on their network. Your energy is very selfish. This almost comes as a warning since it says a time to give rather than to take. Be careful. Make sure that as you take from the universal energies that you also pour back into the universal energy so that you can keep up an energy of reciprocity, and so that the universe doesn't feel bankrupt and then demand you pay them everything that you got, everything that you were able to manifest. Nene Leakes, talk to me about your career. Are you trying to get back on Bravo? Nene Leakes, talk to me about you and Portia. Are you really in a beef with Portia? That's what I would like to know today, Nene. Are you really in a beef with Portia? Or are you girls cooperating with each other to enhance Portia's storyline and to enhance your opportunities of being on the show? And if you are back on the show, because I don't know, is it to enhance your storyline, make it juicy so that you can stay on the show? Or are you really, really, really beefing with Portia for some reason? Talk to me, Nene Leakes, about your relationship with Portia. Methinks that this is a plan that Nene set up. They say that about Todd. This is a plan that Todd set up. This is a plan. Period. Challenging Nene because she needs the coin, honey. The coins are drying up. That money she got from Bravo came right in time because her coin was already drying up then. But because she didn't get what she was hoping to get, and Nene seemed to have misplaced her priorities when she did get that coin. It was all about Nene. So she went and she glowed up. And the plan was, I'm going to invest this money into myself, into my looks, so that I can attract a rich and wealthy man. Hence, the dating Africans. I'm anxious to see the outcome of this reading. But Nene's coin is low. The Five of Pentacles, there's no other way of saying this. This is a woman, a widowed woman, and her children, because I know there's one child who's sickly that she still sees about. The older one, she kind of cut him off because he's in the legal stuff. Is it Brent, the younger one, that's sickly? This is a sickly child. And her, she needs the money. She's hoping to get back on Bravo, and if she's already signed up, then she's hoping that this will lead to a bigger position on the show, bigger opportunities, bigger coin. Recent past, Nene's celebrity took a tank because of her ego. This is the Sun card, Leo. The bad side of Leo, or I'll say the low vibrational side of Leo, the shadow side of Leo, is a major ego issue. This is worse than the King of Wands reverse. This is a major arcana, and it's the Sun. This is a major ego issue. You thought you were way bigger than you were, and you were humbled, which led to your challenging position now. Near future, Nene, that judgment in that legal situation, your decisions to pursue Bravo legally are going to still work against you in the near future. So if you think that this planned beef with you and Portia was going to get you back on the show, I don't see that happening for you. And if so, they're going to play you. If you do get back on the show, they are going to play you. They're going to make you know that you are begging for whatever little peanut they give you. But methinks they still don't see it for you, no matter how much you beg, no matter how much you and Portia campaign. Because crowning you, this was a campaign. This was you and Portia and someone else, maybe a producer, working this out, telling you guys, methinks Carlos, telling you guys this is what to do. Now that Portia is back in, this is what to do. Carlos is behind the scenes allegedly advising Portia now that she's back on the show, and he was trying to help Nene back on the show, and this is what you do. Portia, you and da-da-da-da-da, you and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what that is. Because she wants back on the show. She wants back into the public's good graces. Nene misses the coin, and she misses the adoration from fans, which is actually what got her in this situation with her ego, the adoration from fans. So the more you guys love Nene, the more she struggles with her ego. It's good that she's not on the show, because she would probably continue to self-sabotage herself, because the people would eat it up seeing Nene back on the show. And that would just it'll happen slower than before, but it will absolutely. Again, Nene's beef with Portia is a dog whistle to the network, to Bravo. Portia's a Cancer, right? Portia is also in a weird position because everything. Now, I read Portia and Simon now, and I told y'all that something about that wasn't going to work in Portia's benefit. Something was going to backfire on her. She thought that, I think I said this in Portia's reading, Portia thought she was going to stunt on the show, that Bravo was so happy to have her in her new fabulous lifestyle. And as soon as that ink dried, they had already accumulated some tea, and they started exposing her. And her divorcing him was a reaction, not a plan. Bravo set her up to get her back on the show. And she thought, yes, they want me back because I'm flossing this new fabulous lifestyle. I'm going to grandstand and bring wealth back to the show. And they said, no, Portia, you're a hot mess. That's what we want. You and your man are a hot mess. We couldn't get y'all before. And you thought by holding off, building up the mystique around your lifestyle was going to make us come begging to you and put the ball in your court. And Bravo said, sure. Yes, Portia, please come back. You're so fabulous. We want you back. We need the opulence, honey. Yes, Dubai. Yes, Costa Rica. Yes, properties. Yes, fabulous life. Yes, jet setting. Yes, foreign accounts and foreign affairs. And then as soon as the ink dried, boom. Here's what we really wanted with you, Portia. She was scrambling for herself. And so in steps Carlos to help all of these ladies try to pull rabbits out of their hat and clean up this mess because the ink is dried. And in the meantime, use Nene as another bait for Bravo. Don't talk about this. Talk about this new beef with me and Nene. That's Portia right now. She ain't all peaches and cream herself either, y'all. Don't think that Portia planned everything out and it's just sitting pretty, waiting to grandstand on Bravo. She nervous. Hopes and fears is that whatever they're being advised out about, probably this is Carlos, that whatever he's doing and advising them about, since he's the master of reality TV, the king of reality TV, he'll know what to do to get Nene back onto some network, to get Andy to agree to speak with Nene. Won't work though. Won't work. We won't see Nene and Porsha tag teaming on the Housewives. I'm going to clarify, but I don't think we're going to see any relationship between Nene and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think we've seen all that we are going to see of Nene on the big screen, period. Because she should have never pissed Andy off. Because he's a gay man, so his beef is forever. And there's nothing you can do, Nene. Even if he plays cute with you via PR in the media and says nice things, this beef, it's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do to get back on the show. Nothing you can do to change Andy's feelings towards you. His beef with you and his blackball with you is forever. Nene. Forever. In my Cardi B voice. Forever. In my Cardi B voice. All right, Nene. Let's look into this Four of Swords. That gave me the plan that you and Porsha set up to get Nene back on the network. Her, Carlos, and Porsha. Carlos, Nene, Porsha. Ooh, this is what y'all do. Maybe this will work. To get Nene back to work on the show after she was let go and was paid. The Judgment in Reverse card is here. So this is all just Nene's plan to get back to back into the Housewives after not only was she let go, but after she was settled with. They gave her a coin. And after they gave her that coin, that's when they said, you take this money, you can... Listen, boo. Challenging you. Five of Pentacles in reverse. No, upright. Five of Pentacles upright. Nene's been through a lot since she's been off the show. And yes, her finances are not in a good place. But she was also hoping that everything that she's been through since she's been off the show would also help her back onto the show. Nene is no longer grieving Greg. Excuse me. Me thinks Nene was in a place of, because she was prepared for his passing, she wasn't in grief that long, which is why she moved on so fast. I'm sorry, y'all, got a text message and then it threw my train of thought off. We know that she wasn't in grief that long because she started dating within a few months after Greg's passing. So she was already prepared for his passing. The problem is money. Even me thinks, you guys, and please forgive me to Nene's fans. I'm only saying this because I'm smack dab in the middle of the reading, and once I'm in the energy of reading, it's usually hard for me to pull back because I'm reading her spirit. This is her being over the grief for a long time. Very early on after the past, we were still grieving Greg way after Nene was. She was in a better place, and not saying that's bad because she had time to prepare. I'm actually happy for her for that. But soon after, she was on the prowl looking for a sponsor. Wasn't he, she was already off the show when he passed away, or soon after. So she was already thinking about how she was going to maintain her lifestyle. And her thoughts were vis-a-vis a man. And possibly finding a rich man um, that would be good fodder for the show. Everything Nene's done after the show largely has been a part of trying to get back on the show or trying to get some way to finance her lifestyle. However, the challenge though is that Nene is fiending to get back into the limelight. Fiending for the limelight more than anything else. The money and the limelight. Recent past, I want to look into that ego. That's why she was let go of the show, and that's why she hasn't been able to get a lot of other work. Yes, I do believe that Bravo did put a black ball on her, but a lot of it was done prior to Nene suing the network. I said this before, I believe, maybe when I did a reading on her on my community tab. Ryan Murphy was the first one that was turned off by Nene. And me thinks that Ryan went back and reported how unhappy he was with Nene to Andy, and that pissed Andy off because he hooked that up with Nene. But Nene pissed Ryan off, me thinks, because he was giving her opportunities and she wasn't grateful for them. So Ryan Murphy, even before Nene left Housewives, Ryan Murphy was over Nene, her ego. And then words start going around behind her, behind the scenes. Again, Ryan talked to Andy because they're good Judies. Ryan talked to Andy and really let Andy know how he really felt about Nene. Listen, I know this is your girl, but she pissed me off. I gave her a lot of opportunities she turned down. She said those scripts weren't good enough. And that pissed Andy off because behind the scenes, you got to maintain those relationships. Word gets around. Listen, this is Ryan Murphy and Andy because Andy hooked Nene Leakes up with Ryan Murphy and he was giving her spots on Glee and The New Normal. Those were all Ryan Murphy shows. And then there was a rumor that Nene started feeling like she was too good for certain roles. And people were trying to tell her, take these roles, get acting classes because you're not that good acting-wise. You're good at playing Nene. Take some acting classes. This is an opportunity into the world, but you got to humble yourself and start from the bottom. Nene Leakes thought that she was Nene Leakes from the Housewives, so she should come into Hollywood with that same clout. She got blackballed way before Andy, allegedly, because of her ego. Near future, any attempts to get back on the show, I don't think they're going to work because of you and Bravo's beef. Methinks they gave you an opportunity somewhere, or they will, or you want to. This is what you want. Behind the Judgment reverse, this is what you want. If they give you something, Nene, I'm very curious to see what you'll have to do for it. Knight of Cups. Ace of Swords. All of Nene's attempts to get in contact with Bravo, the producers, any of the decision makers on Housewives, any cat calls, dog whistles, any hints of a storyline that could turn out to be juicy for the show will be ignored, Nene. Absolutely ignored. They are going to continue to pay you dust. Methinks because, well, for various reasons. You were riding high and mighty. You thought you were bigger and better than them. In courts, you thought, this is, what do you want with us for? You sued us, you got a coin, right? So why are you campaigning so hard to get back on the show? Embarrassing yourself. Nene, they're going to be ignoring you so much and saying at this point you're embarrassing yourself. Something about your relationship with that guy, you thought that was also going to lend to interest of getting you back on the show. I wouldn't be surprised if you had anything to do with his wife and that lawsuit becoming public yourself, so that Bravo could think that was juicy enough to bring you back. You know, leaking your own tea. The Hierophant. Then that's the network, honey. They see what you're doing. They see what you and Carlos and all, you know, all of the club reject. Nene, Carlos, Portia, she's back in, but they played her, the club rejects. And I'm not saying that to, you know, because that's my opinion that they're rejects, but from the network's perspective, they see what you guys are conjuring up. They see what you guys are doing together, the club rejects. But it's not going to work. They don't want any of you back, and they only brought Portia back from the dead into this, you know, into this new horizon to absolutely take advantage of her, because she thought she was going to leave the show and get away with not letting Bravo in on all that mess between her, Fallon, and Simon. They gave you a taste of how they felt about you when they gave you your show, Portia. You are a very, very, very silly girl for even considering ever going back to that show, because all they ever wanted was to exploit your messy situation. And then when you left the show and start grandstanding on them, thinking that you can put the ball in your court, you pissed them off and made you think, like, we are a network. This is what we do. This is what we've been doing before you were born. They just exploited you. I actually want to look into that death card, because that's the exploitation of Portia. This is Portia running off from the show before, you know, as soon as she got with Simon, so that she didn't have to give the show the good ratings that they felt entitled to when that happened. Leaving the show, traveling, jet setting, and then coming back when your coin was drying up, because you know, you needed money from them. This gives me your lifestyle is not as rich and fabulous as you and Simon were, you know, making it seem. They snuffed you out that you were coming back because you needed them, and that's when they realized that they could play you. Because if you didn't need the money, you would have never thought to come back to the show. If you were really living the lifestyle that you were portraying to, you would have never come back to the show and jeopardize your good thing, because you know what the show does. But you thought that Bravo was fooled by you and your image online. Queen of Cups reversed, because that's you too, Portia. They wanted to exploit you for your situation with Fallon. You didn't give them the opportunity to, so they're going to punish you this go round. That's what they're doing now. I wouldn't be surprised if, Portia, you will be exposed for getting with Fallon while she was with Simon, while she was married to Simon. Portia, everything that they couldn't expose about you when it first happened, they're going to bring that back. And it started with them exposing Simon, and then you feeling the need to get out of that. And now you already know what's coming. Once that tea got leaked, you knew it was from Bravo. You got out of that situation, and then you knew, I'm already signed to a contract, but you knew that more was coming and that you didn't outsmart them. So that's why Portia can't really help Nene get back on the show, because she's being played. Final outcome, the Lovers in reverse for Nene. Five of Wands. Eight of Swords reverse. Seven of Pentacles. I see Nene being involved in shenanigans as it relates to Portia, because I asked about, was this really real with her and Portia? No. This is a plot that they were in on together to attempt to get Nene back on the show and to attempt to regain some control for Portia from the storyline that she know Bravo is about to send her way. Vis-a-vis Carlos, he's coaching the girls. However, it's not going to work with the lovers in reverse. There is no beef between Portia and Nene, but there also is no real good relationship. Um, that's literally what it is. One more card. Mm-hmm. It's like they even allowed you to put out whatever stories you wanted to about you leaving the show and not getting fired and whatever else you wanted to say about them to make you look better. Bravo is going to stand on business with you, Nene. Period. And whatever you and had Portia going on, I don't think that you and Portia are going to maintain any close relationship. Even if you guys have one now and you're working together, y'all don't really see it for each other. Like, Portia don't really see it for you, Nene, and methinks that she feels like you copy off of her and you try to be her. And Nene, you really don't see it for Portia either. You see her as a means to an end. And that's why there's no real relationship that can exist between these two ladies. Both of them are self-centered and selfish. And using each other. But once they see that it's not going to benefit either one of them, they'll just coexist in their own worlds, but they won't be little sis, big sis. And no, I don't see Nene Leakes in a Bravo collaboration in the future, or at least not a Housewives one. All right, you guys, love you, bye.